Hey everybody, Sarah here. So, I wasn't planning on making this video today. I mean, I literally uploaded the video last night. I can't remember what time last night it was, but I know I uploaded one last night. And I said, I'll make a video in the next couple of days, maybe a week, depending on when the news comes out. But that just happened to be today. Um, I don't even know what to say. Um, yeah, what was I doing? I was on Instagram and I was going through the stories, like the stories that people have posted in the past, like, what was it? Well, from when I looked last night to this morning, so about 10ish or whatever time it was, and I was just going through them, and then there was this. What was it? It was on the England official England football Instagram page. Well, on their page, but like on their story part of it, and I think there was like obviously some things which was like uh, quotes from like what some of the players have said. Maybe I think maybe pictures as well from what players had like uploaded and all that on their own Instagrams. And then there was a story. It had like one of those pictures, like it's kind of like a drawing, but like a really good drawing kind of. The things they posted out like before each game, like with the finalists and the semi-finalists. It was like montage of oh, what was it, montage, collage, whatever, of different players and stuff. Um, yeah, it was like a picture like that, and for a moment I didn't think anything of it because I was like, oh, it's like the 100 game thing, something to do with that. Like, even though they'd already posted one and it wasn't the same one, but for some reason, that was what it was actually about. Didn't even enter my mind until where some people just post a picture on there, but this was like a, a picture of a post, so because you could actually see a bit of the text as if it was a post originally, not a story. Well, it was a post originally. Um, and I could see like um, I have to read it because I can't remember it off the top of my head. Um, Actually, I retweeted it, didn't I? So is it retweet now? Is X react it? Um, yeah. Oh no, the picture I saw it did actually have different moments from the past 8 years. Um, well, almost 8 years. Um, yeah. So as I said, I saw the picture. Didn't see what it said at the bottom of the picture straight away. But like I said, it was like a post that they then put on the story, and it said, I mean, it's like I said, it was on the England official Instagram page, and it said, after 102 games and almost 8 years in charge, Gareth Southgate has announced he is to leave his role as manager of the Three Lions. I mean, that's all I saw first, like to start with. And then as I looked at the picture, and it said thank you, Gareth, at the bottom of it, and I was like, okay. Then listen to the word of it. Has announced he is to leave his role as manager. Not has left, is to leave. So I thought, well, they're not going to find somebody just like that. They, that's not going to happen. I mean, he only happens to take over as caretaker when that Sam Allardyce was sacked. He only took over then as like the caretaker one, and then obviously got the job. But before they sacked Sam Allardyce, they must have like knew they were going to ask him and like say, oh, this is just standing like a caretaker job until we find the right person. So I have a feeling then it was kind of like they knew. Well, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't really follow. I watched England games before then. I mean, I remember watching the '98 World Cup. So like, I watched England games. I just can't remember how that came about. I remember it being announced. I mean, not clearly, but I remember it being announced. But yeah, like I said, I remember watching. I can't remember the '96 one, the '96 Euros. I remember the '98 World Cup, or at least I remember one game from it, which was the Argentina and England one. I do remember watching games after that. I was just thinking about that England one. I was probably watching Southgate before I knew who Southgate was. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I remember watching ones after that, but I wasn't like, I'd watch the big tournaments. I wouldn't watch, oh, no, I wouldn't watch. I didn't watch like the qualifiers. I mean, did they even show the qualifiers then? They probably did. But like I said, I only watched like the big tournaments. Although, like I said, the only one I clearly remember in my head was the '98 one and that game. And I probably did see that at like other games then. Um, Euro 2016. I remember watching because Wales did quite well in it, and I remember England getting knocked out by Iceland. But once again, I watched that game. I mean, I probably watched all the England games in that tournament as well as the Welsh ones, but I cannot remember Harry Kane in it. He was playing. I can't. He was in the squad. I cannot remember him in it. Um, yeah. So then that's leading up to then, and then obviously what what got me into 2018? I don't know because I only like really took notice of Harry in the Euro 2020, which was in 2021, but I only noticed him then. Even though I do remember watching the World Cup in 2018, because I remember like I can't remember all the games, but like I remember Sweden saying, "Oh yeah, England's gonna beat Sweden" and all that kind of stuff, and then I remember the penalty shootout. So like I watched that, then it was like the Euros, like, and even then I suppose I didn't really. I mean, I might have watched some of them, but I didn't really watch the qualifiers then. I only watched the qualifiers from. I don't know if no, I did. I don't think I seen the Euro qualifiers leading up to the 2021 one. But after that, as soon as I noticed Harry and all that. Anyway, I'm going off track. Um, yeah. So Gareth pretty much. Um, or since he's been in charge, I've got into football more than I was before. And I think I've heard quite a few people say, I mean, obviously there's football fans that have watched it like all their lives, but then there's some that have got into it since he took over. As I said, like he helped people, he helped, yeah, he helped people fall back in love with the game of England, English football. Um, yeah, so I have to, I have to admit, as much as I will watch England games anyway, I did particularly watch it for Harry and for Gareth. I mean, Gareth wasn't playing obviously, but you know, those two. It's like even I mean, even in the game that Harry wasn't playing, with it Brazil and Belgium. The Brazil and Belgium, yeah. I watched it then, even though Harry wasn't playing. He just gives me that extra like to really focus on. I mean, I do focus on it anyway, but you get what I mean. It's like I'll watch it anyway. But if Harry's playing, I'm like really, really watching it. Um, Same goes for. Well, I say same goes for Gareth, but like Gareth is in charge, so I would have been watching it anyway. Um, and right now I'm like, who the hell is going to fill his shoes? You know, the ones they show, and I'm like, all right, the ones they mentioning like haven't lasted a season, or maybe have lasted a season with like a team, a club. Um, the two names that were coming up was the one that was in charge of Tottenham, and then he was in charge of Chelsea recently, and they got rid of him. Um, who was the other one? Can't remember the other name. Oh my god, I can't remember the other name. It was something to do with he was English. The other one I'm thinking of, I cannot remember his name now. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he didn't last long in a job. And then people are saying stuff about Southgate, and I'm like, at least he was in the job for 8 years, for 3 years when he was managing Middlesbrough. Yeah, they got demoted and they fired him, but then he stood away from football and then went back into the under 21s. Actually, it's something to do with the FA, and then the under 21s, and then obviously the men's team. But I'm like, they had big shoes to fill. You have to find the right person, or England are going to go backwards, and then you have to get Southgate back. And I do remember seeing somewhere when they were going on about the Euros in 2028, which is in um, England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. I know I could just say the UK, but well, actually, it's Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland. So I'm just going to say England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Yeah, Ireland and like, both parts. Um, yeah, and I think they were like, I think it was something like, who do you see playing then? I can't remember. It was like captain. Who do you think the captain's going to be and all that kind of stuff? I can't remember all that kind of stuff. Things like that. And then one of them was like, who do you think's going to be in charge of the team? Bear in mind, this was like 6 months ago, maybe I don't know. It was it's less than a year ago I've seen it, but it wasn't that. It wasn't like recently. Um, and there was a what was it? There was a some people were saying uh I can't remember. Obviously, there was some people saying, "Oh, this person's going to be in charge of them," and I think some of the ones they mentioned about taking over were some of the ones they mentioned. Um, and then someone like said this, and someone said that. Then someone said Gareth Southgate times two, as in or 2.0 or however they said it, as if like somebody will take over from him when he leaves, but then he'll come back. I'm like, oh, my fingers crossed. Please don't. Um, I mean, he probably won't. But I mean, has any manager actually come back into the job? I don't know. Um, yeah. So who knows? And what was I gonna say? Yeah, and like, what really annoys me, like, actually, I think I said what I said on his. No, actually, I wouldn't have said what I said on Instagram because what I said on Twitter because I haven't posted it. Where's it gone? Uh, no, hang on. That's the one I said the other day because I mentioned Gareth and I said Harry. Where is the one? Where's my other post? Oh yeah, no worries. I posted. I know that Gareth Southgate may have been thinking about leaving a job anyway, but you don't know. If there would, he could have he could have been thinking, I most probably stay, but we'll see. But then, like I said, he might have already thought, whether we win or lose, I'm gonna go. But like I said, you don't know. If there was one thing that probably made his decision easier, because I can't see it being an easy decision, it was probably the way some of the so-called fans have been towards him. And then I put, thank you, Gareth. Heart, football, Three Lions. Um, yeah, so, oh, what's camera? Wait, so, yeah, I put that. And what really annoyed me is on the news when they were going on about people posting things, um, like, like tributes, but that kind of thing. And like Jordan Pickford did. What did Jordan Pickford say? I can't even remember what Jordan said. Uh, I mean, Jordan posted. What time did he post it? There's some, okay, he hasn't posted. Maybe I was on Instagram then. I'm saying it's not on. It's not on Twitter. He is on Twitter, but he hasn't posted on Twitter for a while. Hang on. Well, I mean, hang on. I think this post was kind of both about the tournament, but obviously about Gareth as well. So Jordan Pickford said, completely gutted. This will hurt for a while. Appreciate everyone who supported us during the tournament, and I'd like to thank all my teammates and staff for their work throughout. I also want to say a special thank you to the boss for always believing in me during his time with us, and I would like to wish him all the best in his next steps. Thank you, Gareth. So we put that. There's one I'm gonna mention, which is not exactly, well, I mean, it is nice, but I thought it was a bit too phrased. Well, I'm not going to read it. I'm not even going to waste my time in searching for it. But Gary Lineker, to be fair, there was it Jamie Carragher as well? But I can't remember much about Jamie Carragher said. But there was that whole thing with Gary Lineker saying this and Harry Kane like saying that back, and then him saying that, oh whatever. But yeah, he posted a thing like saying, "Oh, one of the greatest managers, or the thank you for what you've done for the English football team," and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, "Excuse me." I mean, not to him, obviously. Oh, I mean, I wish I would, but he'd probably drop me anyway. But I was thinking to myself, actually, I said it out loud. I was like, "You two-faced." Yeah. I was like, for however long, I mean, probably before that, I haven't really been listening to his commentary, like presenting. I normally would switch it on for the game, and that was it. And like the interviews with Harry or whichever the players, and then Gareth. But yeah, obviously, during this tournament, maybe before, I don't know. It's always like, oh, Gareth this, Gareth that. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. Oh, I think it's about time he goes. And then all that kind of stuff, that the thing he was saying, I was like, really? That's a bit too based. I'm sorry for me swearing, but I'm, it just really wound me up. And I suppose that is the good thing about the Euros not being on now. Is I don't have to deal with watching Gary Lineker just before a game. I mean, I would have to watch when Match of the Day was on, when Tottenham were playing, but I mean, Harry doesn't play for Tottenham anymore, so thank God I don't have to watch Match of the Day with him. And Alan Shearer. Oh, um, yeah, so that's that one. Like I said, Jordan Pickford posted, I think it said 11 hours ago, so that would have been about 12ish. Could be wrong, might have been a bit earlier than that, I don't know. But obviously there was one person in particular. I'm trying not to tear up now, just reading these things. Yeah, there's one person in particular I was waiting to see a post on, and every time I was looking, like during the day, I was like, where's this post? The last post was like about the game. I was like, where's this post? And the pictures as well. Yeah. I mean, I didn't even have to say the name. You'll know who I'm on about as I read it. Boss, thank you for everything you have done for me and our country. You have been one of England's greatest ever managers. But before I carry on with it, I did read through the comments and people saying, greatest ever manager, England's greatest ever manager. And, all the stuff that was getting thrown at the person who wrote this. And Gareth, just in the comments, to say it nice like that. And I was like, oh my god, just grow up. Yeah, anyway, hang on. Boss, thank you for everything you have done for me and our country. You have been one of England's greatest ever managers, and it has been a pleasure to have served as your captain throughout. You helped our nation connect and believe in our team again. There have been so many highlights, and we've made memories together that will last forever. Good luck with your next chapter, and I'm sure we'll see each other around. Thanks, boss. And the thing is, one of the pictures they've used is like, I think it's from yesterday. I'm not actually sure where it is. I don't know if it's before they flew back or once they were back. I am not sure, but hang on. But I'm like, that is probably like one of the last pictures of them together, unless they have some, at least they have some private ones, but not like that. Um, yeah, so that was when I was not looking forward to reading, but waiting to read. Um, yeah, so I said about what the news was and how I found out, said about comments, said what I feel about the fans and a certain presenter on the telly. Um, oh yeah, I'm thank God that I actually went to an England game when I did. I could have easily thought, oh, I'll go to one after the Euros. I'll be like, Harry's going to be playing after the Euros, and Gareth's going to be there after the Euros. And what did I went? I went in November to go and see England and Malta. And even, I mean, then obviously I know Gareth is going to be in charge. But then there was a whole thing as if qualified, what if they don't have Harry playing? And then thankfully, when I was sitting there, I mean, I could have waited until the face came up on the screen, but I looked at my phone and I was like, he's been selected to be in the squad in the team, which was kind of obvious anyway. But I was kind of worried. But I just glad that I didn't wait until after the Euros to go and see a game, because I would have right now I would have been kicking myself. I would have been like, I could have gone, and I didn't. And yeah, I'm just glad about it. Being in that same like in Wembley with Harry, no, I mean not literally, like right down there, and Gareth like just over there. Um, yeah, and I mean literally, well, not a week ago, just under a week ago. I mean, I probably was thinking that a week ago. I was probably convinced England were going to win, but even though I didn't want to let myself think it. But England won, but I don't know. Leading up to the thing, even though Spain were favourites, I was like, if they win and they come back and they do one of those parades, like they do when the rugby team won and when the Lionesses won and all that kind of stuff, and when Manchester City win and all that kind of stuff. I was like, if it does like that, I would love to be down there, and I would love to like love to meet Harry. Yeah, love to meet Harry, and I would love to meet Gareth Southgate and have a picture or autograph or whatever. And that still hasn't changed. I mean, obviously, that thing isn't happening, but yeah, I'm like, someday I obviously want to meet Harry someday, but I want to meet. I mean, I would just hug him. Harry, I would anyway, but Gareth, I would just hug him and I'd be like, I know you ignored all those negative things as much as you could, but I mean, like, I wasn't up to him, but I was like one of those ones that was like, they can shut the hell up kind of thing. Um, what? I would just want to, when you give someone a hug and say, like, is alright? It's okay. I would just want to do that. I mean, obviously, if I ever meet him, it'd probably be like whenever, so he'd probably be over it. I don't know if he can even be over like that, but it's like very tickling me. It's annoying. Um, yeah. So one day I hope to meet Harry, and I definitely hope to meet Gareth. And I can't remember if I mentioned it yesterday too. I was I got two books down there, a Harry Kane one, a Gareth Southgate one, and I thought I'm not reading it during the Euros. I'm gonna jinx it. I'm gonna jinx how they like not how they play, but how they game not how the game goes. You know what I mean? Like if they win or not, I'm gonna jinx it like that. So I was like, I'm not reading that then. And then when the Euros are over, even though I was like disappointed, like not disappointed, I was like heartbroken about the result. But I was kind of relaxed because I thought I don't have to worry about England getting through another game kind of thing. But there was that feeling of, oh, there's going to be the whole thing is Gareth going? Is Gareth staying? And I thought, I thought, he said a couple of days. It's going to be a couple of days, maybe a week, something like that. I was not expecting it to be literally. I was literally thinking this essay, I was like, it's, it's going to be some time. I'm not going to be making another video for a couple of days at least. So that's why it came like quite a shock this morning. Um, yeah, and I was thinking, I thought, I don't know about everybody, but at least me and probably quite a few others was I don't know about the team. I'm guessing he probably said this is my last game in charge. Don't say anything to anybody else. Even though he said he was going to talk to the important people, unless he messaged them after he spoke to the FA. I don't know, but I know I was thinking to myself, why did they have not because I don't know. It was the England website I saw, the England thing I saw it on. before I saw a statement from him. So he didn't actually post about it on Instagram because he doesn't have Instagram that I know of. But I was like, why did that have to be announced today? Literally, they lost the final on Sunday. People not hungover, but like getting their heads around that loss on the Monday. And then Tuesday that gets thrown in. Like Gareth resigning gets thrown in, and I was like, really? There's like these past 48 hours have been, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just been mm. um that's what I was thinking. But then I was thinking, I suppose like rip the plaster off kind of thing, because can you imagine like week goes on, you're getting not getting over like the game, but you know, it's a bit easier. And then just say like on Monday or Tuesday next week they like announced he was resigning, and all those fans that were like getting over the loss of the football then have to deal with that. So in a way I'm kinda glad it was like close. So it was like just ripping it off all at once rather than yeah. Yeah, so I don't even know what else to say. And I'm trying to hold myself together right now. That's another thing that worries me is they shouldn't, but whoever takes over, if they decide I'm gonna choose a different captain, oh they've got fucking hell to pay. Because you do not, I know what people are saying, oh he shouldn't be captain. Even though he's been there for like 8 years. And you know, he's broken records for God's sake. But I know there's people out there that would be like, oh, give somebody else a chance. Yeah, who? Yeah, well, Kyle Walker's probably gonna like retire at some point. I mean, he's 54, something like that. I know he's older than Harry. So yeah, if whoever takes over is like, all right, Kane, you're not captain anymore. I think the rest of the squad would have something, or the team or squad or whatever, will have something to say about it if they dropped Harry from being captain. No, you don't drop a captain unless they retire, and Harry's not going to retire for however long. And please don't announce some retirement now, Harry. Please don't do that, because I can handle just about the football. I can just about handle Gareth resigning. Don't you dare say, don't you dare like say you're not going to play international football anymore. I know you posted things saying about we dust ourselves off and all that and try again kind of stuff. So that clearly sounds like you're not gonna do anything like that. But I just don't want another thing getting thrown in when it comes to the football. Um, yeah. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to make another video this week. I've literally done like two this week. No, one this week. Well, two now. Um, yeah. So I don't think there'll be another video this week. Um, yeah. So good luck on what you do next, Gareth. We're gonna miss you. Most of us are gonna miss you, because I know some people are just idiots. Um, yeah. Can't say when I woke up this morning I was expecting that news. I mean, I knew something was coming, but I was kind of I know it could happen. That's what I mean. I knew it could have happened, but I was kind of thinking it was going to be, oh, he's staying for another 2 years, at least until the World Cup or something. But I really would, and not that. So I don't know. Would I have rather have heard it this morning, or would I have seen the news at 6 o'clock, and then that was like the top story that I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, good luck, Gareth, on whatever you do next. And I hope to meet you someday. Don't know when, don't know how, but yeah. So oh my god, this video's nearly over half hour. Yeah. So see you in my next video. Bye bye.